Not so many years ago, it took a large room filled with giant devices, oversized mixing boards, countless cables and wires, huge reel-to-reel recorders, and behind it was an audio wizard who had learned to master the beast to magically transform live music to a recorded form. Today, we are truly able to create a musical masterpiece while gazing at a 13-inch monitor with a small keyboard in the comfort of our own homes. The channel strip on a DAW is very similar to the channel strip on a mixer board. Understanding the strip is imperative. Think of the channel strip like a traffic cop who directs the flow of traffic. In much the same way, the channel strip directs the signal flow into and out of the board. As we take a tour of the board, it's important to note that the signal flow moves from top to bottom with some exceptions. The first section here is the mic preamp. At the top is your XLR balanced microphone input, followed by a 1/4-inch line level instrument input. On this board, the cable can be TRS or TS, balanced or unbalanced, tip ring sleeve or tip sleeve. Next is the trim, which is the input level of your mic preamp. Notice the U, which stands for unity. This is the line level sound. Since the DAW usually starts at line level, it will often not include a trim. On the back of the board is the insert section, where you can add various external effects such as reverb, delay, and chorus. These are known as plugins and will now be introduced to the signal flow. Going down the board is the exception I spoke of earlier. This is the aux or auxiliary send, which is essentially a separate output for the track. This secondary mix is a very important and useful feature as it allows the track to be routed to more than one place, such as a monitor mix. The sends do not have to be in this order on the strip. Next, we see the EQ, equalization section. Again, this is not always on a DAW, since they often rely on inserts. You will definitely use your EQ in your recordings. The pan knob is next. This knob adjusts the level of the left and right channels, affecting the amount of signal in the left and right channels of the track output. Keep in mind that if you pan to one side, you will not receive the sound from the other side. It just removes sound from the non-pan side. Pan in the middle, and you will have equal sound on both sides. The mute button simply does what it says. It mutes or silences the track. As we get to the bottom of the board, you'll see the solo button. Pushing the solo will either mute all of the other channels, or in some instances you can turn on multiple solos at the same time while muting others. Next up is the volume control for each line, which is known as the gain, followed by the master volume fader. Once again, U stands for unity, the signal at line level. The LED lights are integral. Keep it in the green, let it peak in the yellow, and never let it go in the red. Always remember that inputs are most often mono and outputs are most often stereo. In other words, you will generally record in mono and listen back in stereo. Finally, something you will see on a DAW that is not on a mixer board is the bus. This name is quite appropriate actually. Think of it as a number of school buses carrying people to the same location. In one bus are the singers, another carries the string players. Third bus carries the percussionists. Imagine the traffic jam that would occur if each musician traveled in their own car. This bus system combines multiple streams of audio and routes them to one location. Your DAW may or may not require you to create and name each bus. Throughout the recording process, please be sure to keep organized. Efficiency and organization are very important. Thank you again for listening. I really appreciate your feedback.